You go out and you have to buy all these different components and kind of bolt them together. And it's a very fragmented system. And so for us, by bringing all these different devices and pieces of software into one place, one problem that we're solving for operations is the single pane of glass. You're not living off a dashboard just for door lock battery status and another dashboard for housekeeping requests. It's all in one single place.
Welcome to another episode of The Modern Hotelier. Today we're sitting down with Will Gilbert, the co-founder of Bodhi, in Bodhi's headquarters in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, sitting down in the training and testing center. Thanks for joining us, Will. How are you doing today?
Thanks for having me. Doing pretty well, thank you.
Good. Well, we appreciate you joining us. First question to kick it off. For those that might not be familiar with Bodhi, can you give us a little background about what you all do?
Yeah, so Bodhi is a software platform. The unique aspect of the platform is that we're 100% manufacturer-agnostic. So everything you can see here in this room is connected back to our system, whether that's a door lock, a light switch, HVAC, also different software applications that the hotels use. So PMS integrations, point of sale, housekeeping, and things like that. And so by bringing that all to one place, we can do something that's very unique, which is make sure that everything is working before the guest gets to the room, right? Not walking into a room that's too hot or too cold. And then also from the hotel side of things, they're operating on a lot of different systems. We bring that to one pane of glass for them.
That's great, and especially with the humidity in Florida. Got to make sure the temperature is right in the room. So as a follow-up, what problems are you solving and what benefits are you providing to the hospitality industry?
Yeah, solving a lot of different problems. So, if you go out right now into the market, this is unique to hospitality, is that you go out and you have to buy all these different components and kind of bolt them together. And it's a very fragmented system. And so for us, by bringing all these different devices and pieces of software into one place, the one problem that we're solving for operations, like I just mentioned, is the single pane of glass. You're not living off a dashboard just for door lock battery status and another dashboard for housekeeping requests. It's all in one single place. And then from the guest side, being able to have all of that data and all that information, being able to offer them something very unique. One, when they show up to the room, all this stuff's going to work. Two, from check-in, we can send them a text, an email to their phone. Nothing to install, nothing to download. They click that link, they can unlock their door, control the different aspects of their room, order food and beverage. And something new that we have is our GuestGPT. The GuestGPT is, they can do things like order towels and things like that, but we can also interact with the guests, ask them, how's your stay? How is the room? And you can actually say, my room's kind of hot. And then our super agent will go and change the temperature in the room, let the hotel know that the guests complained about a problem, and solve a negative review before it happens.
And so one of the things you're known for is the 100% guest satisfaction. So can you elaborate more on that and how Bodhi delivers that?
Yeah, it really delivers it by those integrations, by being connected and knowing and testing. So Bodhi, look at it as like a virtual technician. If you had a property and you had unlimited resources, you would hire a bunch of people to run around and press buttons and test things. Hotels have more and more tech installed, but they don't have the people to be able to go through and test all of that. Our software is that virtual technician, and with that virtual technician, we can pretty much guarantee 100% guest satisfaction.
That's great. And we're in the Bodhi training and testing lab here. Can you tell us more about this and why you built it?
Yeah, so we built it to have all these pieces of hardware here, all these integrations, because, with software with different manufacturers, there's updates to those things that could possibly break. So by having all of that here, live on the system where we can actually come in here, press buttons, see how things are interacting. We might have a call from a dealer in the field that's doing implementation, having some sort of issue, being able to, run that code here and test it all from here is why we built this.
So explain to us more how this space is built to not only support clients, but partners.
Yeah, sure. For one, this is a training area. So we have about 90 dealers globally right now. When one comes on to Bodhi, we bring them here and let them really implement different systems. So we have the dashboard here. We have all the different hardware devices. And then they can also do their own deployments. So we have dealers that come here before they go to the site to start the hotel up. They'll actually do it here and test things out ahead of time. And then from a hotel ownership and development side of things, even architects, more and more will come here to be able to see all the different feature sets of different manufacturers. end of the day, they might come here and say, hey, I want a backlit keypad that has engravable buttons for the guest. Okay, perfect. This manufacturer has that. This one has it as well. And you can start narrowing yourself down to what you want to deliver on the hardware side. And then also being able to work with them on, getting their budget down. If they, being able to show them different hardware options and things that they might not know of that exist in the market.
That's great. And you mentioned that you're constantly testing manufacturer updates here. How does that help safeguard hotels and guarantee that their systems are going to be reliable?
Yeah, it comes down to, software can break. There's a lot of updates out there with property management systems. And so by having all that stuff running here and testing it, we can stay way ahead of that problem. So we actually have properties that, the connector to the PMS might go down. We're letting them know before they even know about it. So by having all that stuff here, all these different devices here, being able to test firmware and software patches, it's invaluable.
So which Bodhi AI capabilities, Super Agent, BodhiGPT, GuestGPT are most directly strengthened by what you do in this space?
Yeah, so with the AI initiative and all the products that we've launched with that, there's one thing you really can't do to make the AI better, which is use live customer data, right? There's a lot of privacy issues with that. And so by having this lab and having all these different manufacturers, we're able to do a lot of simulations and be able to see how that data set is coming in, because it's slightly different from different manufacturers. So having that data come in, and that, for our super agent, learning from that data, for our GuestGPT being able to, complain about problems, seeing how the system responds to that. And then from the BodhiGPT side for the dashboard, again, being able to ask it different questions and seeing how the hardware is responding to it and what kind of feedback we're getting from the hardware. So this lab especially helps us in that regard, really because it comes down to having that data, non-personalized data to be able to train off of.
That's great. And on a personal level, why is it important to you to invest so heavily in infrastructure like this?
Yeah, so for myself and my other co-founders, personally, we were in the systems integration space for over 20 years. We understand what it takes to deploy these systems. And so, for us, investing in this, we want to make it easy for our dealers to get in and get out and be able to know with confidence that everything that they're doing is going to work 100% and they don't have to keep going back to the site and being able to test things before the actual deployment happens. So for us, it's really building this for them so they can come and make sure that they're successful when they go to deploy these systems on site.
And what's the vision for Bodhi moving forward?
Yeah, so we're laser focused on hospitality, but hospitality isn't spelled HOTEL, right? So happy to announce that we're now in multifamily. So we actually just completed our first multifamily project. We have a bunch more coming up, because tenants in a rental environment are guests, right? And the more amenities that a property can have for them, gives them a reason to want to be a tenant there, and so. So the vision going forward is into multiple areas of commercial real estate. So office spaces, again, office space, you're a tenant, you're a guest of a building. And the more amenities and the more services you can deliver to those tenants, the better outcome it has for the building. Healthcare is another one that we're actively exploring. When you're a patient in a hospital, you're a guest, right? And laying in a recovery room, wouldn't it be nice to be able to have your phone with an app and being able to make requests? One of the ones that we were talking about is being able to request, I want to go to sleep for a couple hours, because whenever you're there, they're always waking you up, doing stuff, right? Yeah. And so wouldn't it be nice where you could make that request? It goes to the nurse's station, they can approve it. The do not disturb light goes on outside that room, and you might get a couple hours of sleep. So the vision's big, expanding more into the commercial real estate market.
That's great. Well, that does it for another episode of The Modern Hotelier. We're here at the Training and Testing Lab at Bodhi in Fort Lauderdale. We appreciate your time, Will.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Will. You made it to the end of The Modern Hotelier. Thanks for watching or listening. The Modern Hotelier is produced by Modern Hotelier Media. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, or subscribe wherever you get your podcast. If you know a good guest, sponsor, or have media needs, feel free to reach out to us at hello@themodernhotelier.com. Thanks and have a great day.